What is good, guys? So we are going to jump right into this video, and I am doing a burst fade on my client here. So right away we're just going to start off by balding out his hair, and what I'm doing here is I'm just balding out in a half circle going around the ear, and that guideline is going to allow me to have that bursted effect. So now we're going in and I'm using the shaver and I'm balding it out, getting it nice and close. In areas like this, I'll actually flip my shaver over and use the single fold portion just so I can get a little bit closer. I don't know if you can see in the video, I'm flicking out and I'm not going directly to it. So just keep that in mind when you're using the shaver. So now we're just jumping into that first guideline, and we're using our lever open, following the shape of the guideline. Same thing with our one guard open here, following the exact same shape. And now we're gonna jump in with that two guard open for our final guideline. And again, we're just following that rounded shape around the ear. Now I'm going in clipper over comb to merge that two guard open with the scissor work from up top. So just blending that in together. Perfect. Now we're going in with my 1.5 guard halfway open, and I'm just taking out that third guideline from my two open. Now we go in with our one guard closed, taking out the middle line or softening the middle line, opening it here slightly as I go higher up, just a little bit of lever play. Now I'm going in with my lever closed, taking out the bald line or the final guideline. Go in lever closed, then I'll go halfway open and then fully open. And then from there, I'll just do any types of lever play that I need to ensure that that final line is completely taken out. I also want to say my apologies for my camera going in and out of focus here. I didn't realize that my colleague's client's face was in the frame, and so my camera was just focused on him, like I'd say 50% of the time. So I'm definitely gonna have to keep that in mind for the next video. But here, as you can see, I'm just doing lever play. I took out the final bald line, and now I'm using my half guard to just blend that together. So I noticed a little bit of darkness or a little bit of a line at the bottom, so I used my trimmer to take that out right before I got into the edge up. That's one thing that you should always remember. Whatever you put the guideline in with, you can use that to take it out with. In that case, it was my trimmer. So if my clipper couldn't take out that final guideline, I used my trimmer. Now we're just jumping into the other side, following the exact same steps. So we're gonna go in that half circle, going around the ear, balding it out, as you can see here, following the exact same shape. Hit them with the shaver, using that single foil side to get extra close. And then now we're gonna go in with that lever open for our first guideline. Then one guard open, and then we'll go with that two guard open. So one thing that you should always keep in mind when you're working on your canvas is whatever you did on one side, do on the other side. And just for consistency, you always want to be using the same system until you've gotten that mastered and you can do it up, down, one guideline at a time, anything, but you really want to master one system at a time. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just going in with the exact same steps that I did on the other side. As you can see here, this is me now with the 1.5 guard halfway open, just blending that into that 2 guard open. Then we're going in with the one guard closed. And then I'll open it up just to kind of tie things together. And these are the exact same steps as the other side. All right, consistency is key in this game. And then finally, we'll go in with the lever closed and then halfway open and fully open to take out that final guideline. Now we're fully open, cleaning it up, and then we're gonna jump into that half guard to tie everything in together. Then we'll quickly do the edge up. My client here doesn't have a very strong C cup, so I'm not trying to dig in and make it extra crispy. We're just gonna make it very natural, and that way he's gonna have an easier grow out process. Now we're jumping into the back and we're just trying to create a nice V'd out shape. My client is also trying to really grow the back almost into that modern mullet form. So as this gets longer, the look is just gonna come together that much nicer. So we're really just setting that up for him. So we're balding that out again. We're just making sure that everything is even. And then now I'll cut the top. So I'm just saturating the hair, combing it through, making sure that everything is the same level of saturation. That way we don't cut uneven parts in the hair. It's very easy to cut uneven lengths when you have half dry and half wet hair, because water makes hair more elastic. So if some of it is dry and some of it is wet, the hair will stretch more or less when you pull it, and that will be giving you an uneven cut. So right now I'm doing a little bit of block graduation. I did a part down the middle, and I am taking it to each side, and I'm blending it into the length of the clipper work. So when my client pushes his hair back, all of that will seamlessly blend into the sides. And then I'm doing that on the other side. And once that's completed, it'll be very easy for me to cut the top. I'll have a little bit of a guideline, and then we'll go from there. So as you can see there, I'm using the length of the block graduation. As you can see, like I'm just pointing that out there, showing you that guideline. I'm using the length of the block graduation as my guideline. My client doesn't really want to lose much length because he's still growing it. So really and truly, this is almost like a maintenance cut. We're just trying to make sure that everything is blended together nicely and his hair is growing evenly. So we're continuing the point cutting, going from the front to back in this situation, point cutting for extra texture. And again, there you can see the guideline, and I'm just blending those parts together. Now I'm using this product here, Beach Balm. Really, really nice product from AG. It brings out a lot of texture and body in the hair. So I'm just working that through. And if you saw that my client here before this clip came about, he had a little bit of a middle part going. I had drawn that with the comb because I know he's going to be wearing his hair in a middle part form. So I just wanted to have a little bit of separation in the comb in the hair with the comb before I started styling it. And that's going to allow the hair to have a very nice and even part once the styling is finished. And we're just diffusing that, getting all of that texture going. I really like to use a diffuser because it gives the hair a very natural look. Sometimes, or I even feel nowadays in the industry, clients aren't really going for those perfect looks anymore. They want a more lived in look. So a diffuser really helps get that look. So you see, it was very easy to get that middle part because it was already combed in. Now this hair is fully dry. We're just separating that. And I'm trying my best not to make it too perfect because you want it to have that lived in look. Having it too perfect is just not what we want. Now I'm just finishing the look with a little bit of matte paste and just roughing it up, giving him, again, that more textured and lived in look. Beautiful. Now we're just using a little bit of scissor over comb just to finalize the look. I felt like this side was looking a little bit heavy, so we're taking the scissors and we're just lightening up the entire area there, softening that blend. The look is already finished, so we just want to make sure that the blend is looking nice. Now we come in with the razor and we're just cleaning up those lines. All I can say with the razor is stretch the skin, and when you're angling the razor, I know a lot of people say a 45-degree angle is ideal, but in my later years of experience, I feel like that angle should be closer to almost a 30-degree, where it's not completely flush, but it's only a slight angle, and I feel like you'll get a much more comfortable shave than a 45 at some times. So again, we're just finishing this up, finalizing that edge, giving him a nice crisp look without pushing him back or looking too aggressive. And that's it, guys. That's the final look. Bursted. He's got the texture going, nice flow. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like the look? Do you like these modern mullets? I am definitely a fan myself. But if you love it or if you hate it, let me know in the comments. And I'll see you on the next one.